Why don't we just put data centers in Antarctica or space? You get free cooling, you don't need water, and you even get free solar power. If you also think this is a great idea, you need to watch this entire video. First, we will talk about Antarctica and then space. First, these servers require a temperature of around 18 degrees Celsius, but Antarctica's average temperature is minus 45 degrees. So instead of cooling them, you would actually have to heat them. The cold air also brings moisture problems, freezing the equipment and making thermal management incredibly complex. Second, there is no internet. Antarctica is the only continent in the world where underwater fiber optic cables do not reach. Installing solar panels is also useless because there is barely any sunlight. Penguins would literally just use them as slides. Now, you might be wondering why we don't just use Starlink. There are multiple reasons for this. There are very few Starlink satellites at the North and South poles compared to the rest of the world. And there are no ground stations in Antarctica, making the way Starlink currently operates extremely expensive. But the biggest roadblock is the Antarctic Treaty, signed by 58 nations, which strictly bans all commercial activities there. So Antarctica is a complete fail, but what about putting data centers in space? It has a minus 270 degree temperature and provides unlimited solar power. This space topic is actually quite debatable, so listen carefully as I show you both sides. At this point, everyone knows that Elon Musk has put SpaceX's full force into sending satellites into lower orbit. Even Jeff Bezos is stating that we will have gigawatt-scale data centers in orbit within 10 to 20 years. A company called StarCloud has already sent an NVIDIA H100 to space and successfully ran Google Gemini on it. So it is very clear that people are incredibly serious about sending data centers to space. However, it isn't all just good news. Let me show you the other side of the coin. Space might be minus 270 degrees, but it is also a complete vacuum. Think about how cooling works on Earth. You run a fan and the air takes the heat away, or you pump water to absorb it. In space, there is neither air nor water to move this heat. Heat can only escape in one way, through radiation in the form of infrared radiation. According to IEEE spectrum, this process is 1000 times slower than water cooling on Earth. You would literally need radiators that are 1 kilometer long, and the problems don't end there. Satellites move from sunlight into the shade every 90 minutes, and this constant thermal expansion and contraction completely destroys the reliability of the equipment. Add in cosmic rays, and your circuits can literally get fried. To justify SpaceX's massive valuation, Elon Musk has shown investors some incredibly grand futuristic dreams. SoftBank's founder Masayoshi Son has literally told Elon Musk to build data centers on Earth and stop selling these massive dreams, urging him to focus on the next 4 to 5 years because that is more important. Even Sam Altman completely rejects the space idea. Also, the current cost to launch hardware into space is $7,000 per kilograms, and this cost needs to be brought down to just $200 per kilograms just to compete with normal data centers. I haven't even talked about the maintenance of these data centers, otherwise the video would get too long. Now, if you think there are no protests against space data centers, you are completely wrong. The ESO has explicitly warned against putting more than 100,000 satellites in orbit, stating it will have a massive negative effect on astronomical research. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is talking about launching 1 million satellites. So, looking at the high hardware costs, operational latency, and maintenance, I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon. However, saying that it is completely impossible would also be wrong. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments.